Hey guys, this is Julian from the Binary Lab, also known as the Professional Bum Online. This video, I'm just kind of like venting, or rather like just expressing some thoughts. Okay, I think, uh, there's really no need to over-educate. There's no need to overcomplicate. I come from Singapore. It's a country where, from a very young age, kids are taught to do. They're already taught how to do math, like algebra, at the age of 10, or is it now 9? Okay, so they're already taught to do like adding, subtraction, um, before they turn 6, and by the time they're 8 or 9, they're already introduced to algebra in mathematics, and I wonder if is that really necessary. And I come from a culture where it's very common that parents would start to take their kids for after school class and weekend extra sessions to ensure that their kids stay ahead of the other kids for pride's sake. It is really like a chicken and egg solution, chicken and egg situation that causes over education, because then the schools feel that they need to raise the bar of education in order to meet the capabilities that all these kids are able to do. So it perpetuates itself that way. And right now, the latest news article, I saw a headline saying something like, older generation um, employable people need to upgrade themselves to stay competitive. So we come from a very over competitive society that's unfortunately over competitive in the areas not on making money, which is what really counts. Because without abundant cash, you really cannot do a lot of things in this expensive nation. But instead, they choose to forsake opportunities to make money to find uh, further education. Which, as a matter of fact, why? So I was just surfing through my Facebook timeline, came across someone posting that she just finished her master's degree program. It was like the convocation ceremony, as usual, the photo taking, the large bouquet of flowers from friends and family and stuff, and the caption was something like, "Back when my parents first told me about master's degree education, I thought, seriously, but having gone through with it, I felt it's the best decision of my life." Why? Okay, why? It's not. It's not. It's not that cheap to live in the world. Depending where you live in the world, maybe it could be cheaper, but in general terms, it's always relative, right? So, uh, lower cost of lower cost of living, lower cost of education, so on and so forth. But there are discrepancies and everything. Uh, but the usage of time, you know, like here I am, into the third year of my own business, and effectively, into the, depending on your local currency, I'm not sure how many of million, but for me it's the third million. Um, and there are people out there that have not yet touched the workforce, even with the slightest idea, no, with not even the slightest idea of how to make a buck. So that's like, so what's the point of 7 or 9 years of postgraduate education? Factor in the cost, factor in the opportunity. What's the point? How's that contributing to society? The reason why I'm making this video is because I wanted to actually kind of like, I know there's going to be people that's going to say, I'm not right. There's people going to say, that's so totally right. Um, I, either of whom could be you. And as a matter of fact, we could very well be having an argument between some people right down in the comments below within the next couple of days, weeks, and months or years about whether education, whether like over education necessary, or is it just overcomplication? I think it's overcomplication. right? What are the things that really count? Well, for me, I'm a single parent, 2 kids. Family's my number one thing. But at the same time, what's very important as well is that, okay, career is also very important, because without the career that brings in the cash, then I cannot have very good family time. So I would say that, honestly speaking, career and family kind of rotate themselves between the 1 and 2 spot, depending. Okay, so let's say like sometimes when the career is going smooth, and then it takes second spot, focus on family. And sometimes when career needs a little bit of attention, it comes back to number one spot, and everything else, then comes my my hobbies and stuff like that. And I think that's being like a rich, purposeful life. Hobbies, health, everything else. Uh, and if you're wondering, like, a romance and stuff, that falls in the family as well. So, um, education. Well, I've never been really much of a pro education guy since I was young. In fact, the way I teach my kids is that you're not to spend more than 10 minutes on your homework. My daughter is in kindergarten. My son is in nursery, and they have homework. I was like, what the heck? At such a young age, I have homework. So I say, okay, fine. You need to do it as fast as possible, because if you take too long time doing it, you're going to end up thinking too much about it. It's going to stress you out. It's going to make it unenjoyable, and it's going to affect you, because you're going to feel like you have forsaken a part of your life that could have been spent for something else. I encourage them to get it done within 10 minutes. And when they get onto the to attending proper school from 7, same thing. When the homework comes in, I'm gonna say you finish your work in half an hour, 45 minutes tops. Don't want to spend too much time for the necessary things. And focus on what's more important. So don't overcomplicate. Like, education is necessary to enable the able to speak and to understand, and to kind of like so that you can engage and interact with other people. At the same time, when you go out shopping, you don't get ripped off. And that's and when you go to work, you can kind of like do the income projections and this and that, that's required. But for everything else, I think if you just place too much emphasis on that, it becomes like education becomes some kind of we put education on a pedestal, and then you fail to, once education becomes a pedestal, it doesn't become practical anymore. And we live in a very practical society. A lot of people would think that the books they're great. Education is great. I had such a rich knowledge from the books. The school projects was transforming my life, and it was such a journey to go through this thesis, and to get through this school project. Like, I never thought I could do it. Well, there's going to be many more moments like that in life once you get to it. So, close your books, head out the door, get on the street, make some cash, experience the real world. I looking back, I feel great that I've taken the steps to kind of like pursue making money online. And making money online through various ways. I've been through internet marketing, went on the binary, Forex, went to internet marketing, non-binary options. And it feels really great, the emotional payoff, when there are people telling me that I have helped them make money within 7 days, or let's say some of them were slow, within 7 weeks of coming on board the Binary Lab. The Binary Lab is the binary options trading community that I've started back in 2013, back in March. And like I said, this is binary options has contributed a very great extent to me being able to, I may have failed. I may have failed to equal a personal goal, right? To get a first million by the age of 30. But well, I had it by 31, and then now I'm starting my third million as well. So that is something that I think is really, really, you know, more significant. And what can't you do when you have the means? Like, if I had spent my time in postgraduate education, I could be right now getting frustrated about how I'm going to pay back my parents, or let's say if my parents didn't pay for it, then the college loan, and then what job am I going to do, and my promotions and office politics, and before long at all the education, the extra time spent in over education, over complication, is not going to become of any consequence at all. It just is excess complication. It's not practical. So just me airing some thoughts. Go ahead, comment below. Do you think education can become excessive? Do you think over education is good? Or do you think it's overcomplication? Go ahead, leave your comments below, and you guys are most welcome to start arguments among yourselves, and you can choose to feature me or not feature me in your arguments, but that's fine. So thanks for watching this video, just a vlog basically, and I'll see you on the next video. Goodbye. Like and subscribe.